Knock yourself out.
So I'm going to pretend that I'm podium. Then I'm going to pretend that you're all naked. Okay? We'll just start with that premise. First, I'd like to welcome Harry and Shell, Chris and Steve, to the West Coast and to our families. I'm fortunate enough to get to spend time with Harry and Chris at different times in Southern California, and to meet Shell a day or two ago and play golf with Steve yesterday. He lost more golf balls than I did. I wouldn't go that far. Welcome. Thank you so much for sharing Colton with us and our family. We love Colton. You see this crew here, but we're a pretty rough and tumble crew, and welcome. Thank you for sharing. So I've got about 45 minutes of notes here, and I'm thinking I might be able to get through them in about 18 minutes. So are you all okay with that? Everyone's already eaten, right? Everyone has a fresh drink. We look forward to Lauren's journey with Colton. And we look forward to the height he's going to bring to our family. We may end up with a professional athlete after all. They can put it together. More importantly, though, Harry, Chris, thank you for raising such a loving, kind, respectful, we'll throw in handsome too, young man. Colton, I'm confident you'll love Cherry, support Lauren for the rest of your lives. And I'm very excited about that. And I pray, but I'm confident that it will be a reality as it assists in what you both strive for. A lot of you were stuck here about 18 months ago, and I held this crazy mic. And trust me, it's not any easier this time. Mr. Lundeen over here told me about 2 years ago, pre-breathe. That doesn't work, Steve. It's not easier. 18 months ago, though, I did this. I've got my number one son, Brian, and I've got my beautiful blue-eyed granddaughter, Lincoln. So that worked out pretty well, and I'm thinking this is going to work out just as well. All right, it's going to get harder now. Lauren's mom and I, Lauren's mom, Debbie Mason, know Lauren as Love Bug. And I'll give Lauren's mom credit for coining that awesome nickname, and more importantly, for getting Lauren started on the right way. I was on a vacation. This is before internet. This is before Twitter, Facebook. This is before cell phones. I was on a vacation in the desert.
A vacation?
I had people bringing me meals. You know, I got to fly around, put some warheads on foreheads. It was all fun. But about 4 months after I left, Lauren was born. And when I got home, she was about 5 months old. She slept through the night. And I got to spend a little bit of time with Lincoln here, and I see some crying and this and that here and there. And I hear people talking about how much work it is with these kids. I don't remember that. Debbie, well done. Thank you. Indeed, I had the easy part. I'd also like to thank Lauren's grandparents. And I just learned two nights ago that she cried and things like that as a baby. I don't remember any of that either. So I'd like to thank Lauren's grandparents, Rockey and Raleigh, Wayne and Barbara, Don and Connie. Thank you all for your support. Before the beginning, We've supported her until today, and undoubtedly, your unwavering support will continue to the unforeseeable future. Thank you. All right, now it's getting really hot. Well, the good news is good news for you and for me is I don't have to sing. Lauren, words cannot describe how proud I am of you. You're beautiful, gracious, loving, and amazing. Very proud of these tears. We don't want a dark sale up here. Right. Lauren was born. She was a chubby little baby, I guess. She was still chubby when I got home. I don't remember her crying. I heard she did that now and then. But what I remember is Lauren being a chubby little smiling baby. I remember her being a play in the mud toddler, walking in the house filthy muddy. And she epitomizes I don't know if this means anything, but the woo-hoo. She was just woo-hoo. Carefree. She did, and I'm sure she still does today, sang in the shower all the time. As a music, not necessarily. But she was loud and proud. As proud as I am of you, always. Okay, so I'm down to about 10 minutes. Lauren's still with me? Lauren's never been afraid to try anything. She jumped in with individual sports, karate. She jumped into team sports, soccer. She played basketball, played volleyball. We'll come back to volleyball a little bit later. She excelled at all of them. She commanded the respect of her peers and her coaches, and all of them. She was composed, her presence, she's just alone. And it was always there. Somewhere around 5th or 6th grade, and trust me, I was lucky. I had this other daughter, Tara, who was just, if you don't know her yet, she's feisty. And we'd go to soccer games, and we would just laugh and watch, and Tara would run into people and knock people down, and she was the smallest one out there, fast. Somewhere around 5th or 6th grade, they're out playing soccer, and Lauren caught her stride. Lauren got the ball from somewhere near the other end of the goal and just excelled down the field. We're like, oh, that's Lauren. What happened? How'd she get so fast? But she did. She caught her stride, and she has not slowed down since then. She played a little bit of piano and drums. And she was all right in both of those. She tortured us with this thing called a violin. And fortunately, that only lasted a few months. When she was in, I believe, 3rd, 4th, could have been 5th grade, a new kid showed up, lived in Washington, D.C., showed up and was in her class. A girl from, I think, an African country who didn't speak a lick of English, 0. Lauren communicated with that girl, and I think Lauren was her first English teacher. He taught, I don't know if you remember that. At the same time, her teacher then was complaining that Lauren wasn't doing homework, but we'll come back to that too. Lauren's most admirable trait is the grace and respect she's always showed everybody. When she was in middle school, we'd go to soccer games for this and that, and all of her friends, little brothers and sisters, would just follow her around. And she would talk to them and be nice to them and respect them. She was truly the Pied Piper. And it was pretty. Myself, my other daughter Tara, we're not like that. You're going to follow us around with this because we command it. They loved Lauren, and she gave them respect, and she gave them her time. And that's what she's gracious. All right, we're down to about 8 minutes. All right, in the interest of brevity, gonna shorten it up a little bit, but, we're not gonna talk about her report cards. We're not gonna talk about how she was in high school, and I had to go sit down and visit every one of her teachers and talk about her grades. And she sat there with me. But they did all say they loved her, and they just didn't quite understand why she was unable to turn in homework. And I knew the homework was done because I was there. But,
I only got B's. And like maybe
anyway, her compassion is admirable. We're Goodells here, so I was most proud of her accomplishments as an athlete and on the volleyball court. And she played D1 volleyball and was a leader, and that's what mattered. Coming back to that compassion, Colton is obviously on track with that. Colton's a coach. He's crushing it. Clearly, he's got similar Pied Piper capability and attributes. He's got, I believe, a national championship team he just coached this year. So Lauren and Colton, I'll put it together here in a second. We're going to hear a song, a little bit about stars, and that's that. Superstars, the stars are all right. Thank you. One last thing I'll talk about Lauren is she is never, this is back to the woo-hoo, never took herself too serious, took her responsibilities serious, takes her family serious, will take Colton serious. Never took herself too serious. I love you. So with that, I ask that you keep the faith. Stay on course with your moral compass, which is, you might have thought a little bit lackadaisical at times, but we think it's straight. Don't go change. Colton, welcome again to our family. Excited. Debbie and I started this deal with 2 girls. Now we have 2 sons. We got Brian, we got Colton. Could not ask for 2 better sons. And I'm sincere about that. So let's raise our glasses. Cheers to a long, prosperous, healthy, and loving life. Good morning, Colton. Here's to Mr. and Mrs. Naill.
Cheers, Jeff. Cheers. Cheers, Debbie. Debbie, cheers. Good job.
Thank you so much, Rockey. Next, we're going to hear from our best man, Joe.